stepping up. He's been good on ramp. Unless I think Bit has been worse on Inferno than Flamey has been and had a really great series recently. Simple's out on the entry. He hasn't died yet. Okay, he finally will. Very patient shooting between Grim and Stewie.
And then Elige gets one through the smoke because that's what you do.
Down like a cheese string in the microwave.
Like a cheese string in the microwave. That's disgusting. And so is Grim. Headshot to close out the pistol round. A perfect pistol round from Liquid.
Flawless.
Wow. Here's Grim tapping away. Was that a last bullet kill from the CZ of Stewie? Yeah.
There it is.
One shot and a reload.
So what's the, how do they do the, like how does the CZ still have bullets after the mag's gone?
What do you mean?
Like they'd have a, you shoot 12 bullets,
yep,
and then you take the mag off?
Yep.
And then it has 12 more?
No.
Oh, no?
No, the 12 that it gets are the ones in the front. The gun only has 2 magazines. It is the worst weapon in terms of pistols.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's two mags on it right away?
There's one in it. One in it?
Okay. Sorry, I'm confused. I don't know anything about guns. I was like, don't understand how this works. Okay.
Don't you worry your pretty little head about it.
So it's like everybody in real life's like, what, you don't know about weapons?
No.
Like, I literally don't know.
Don't you know that the M4 fires 5.56 caliber rounds, idiot?
I didn't even know what 5.56 rounds until I played PUBG. I had no idea.
Yeah, the first time I watched you play PUBG, you had an inventory of like 8 different types of ammo.
Do I want the green bullets?
The red ones do more damage, right?
Oh man, Seaman Tarkov, dude. I just brain tumor.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Okay, well, it's been another quick one, and the important part is that for Liquid, they don't lose anybody, so the money just stacks up. Ooh. It just piles up.
Fallen Scout, I kind of alluded specifically, is where I've been most convinced by it. You know, like everybody knows Searson's the best Scout player in the world.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's fair. I think he's just got that title now. We give it to him.
At least for a year or something.
Yeah. Fallen so far in 2021 is making an argument for it.
Yeah, he's been hitting definitely tons of scout shots. But then what about Simple the other day on A-Side Train, huh?
Well, he doesn't use the scope, so I don't think it counts.
True. No right click for Simple.
First gun round of Navi.
Okay, let's see how Liquid established. Because they got Elige pushing outside, right around red. Oh, but the hit's coming in, and Stewie, another success, actually. 2 players on the hold.
Great ump play.
The roof is on fire.
Throws himself up close and personal. There are players coming to hunt him, and sure enough, we've got Navi right back to the 3 versus 3.
Oh, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Gets wrecked. Fallen answers with that scout from heaven, then immediately repositions over towards Mini, but he's not going too fast. It gives time for Navi to plant that bomb. Again, the top 5 players for Navi in Electronic and Simple are alive and kicking. Fallen's dropping some utility here inside of Mini. Just kind of pounded those scout shots downtown, trying to maybe get Naf into the action, but Electronic's behind those boxes. Simple didn't hold him in. And again, this is low HP for Fallen and a bit chipped off Electronic.
Wait a second.
Fallen goes all the way back to join him. Now Fallen's just going to play the bait and switch. Whoa, the slow reaction, but it still works. 9 health is all that Electronic has to spare. And it's nearly despair for Navi, but they come back from the 3v5.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like they played it weird. The amount of noise they made in heaven to know that they were joining up, and then the drop, I get it. You can double peek with verticality, but they don't know where the last person is exactly. And they both don't decide to drop, so they displace Electronics' aim a little bit, but it's just not enough. And there's enough time between the 2 peaks, as well as Fallen switching guns, that allowed them back into it. And it was just like, the round was over. It felt like when Stewie got those kills, and then Navi just answered back, kill after kill after kill. Bit weird. I feel like just a more of a misplay, honestly, by Team Liquid. They had definitely a solid situation. Lacked a bit of cohesion on that retake. It is kind of hard to orchestrate, but
ouch! Fired the feet, and Grim with a second. Through the smoke, his MV9 finds a headshot perfecto, kind of pulled between 2 players. Electronic on for another clutch. Back-to-back clutch attempts. This time 1v3, Fallen dead
drop
first.
vent. Yep.
And he's down to the B site.
They got to be scared. Okay, hold on. So they're going to be scared because they don't know if he's going to wait to get a kill, but they're going to hear the door swing open. They can try to double peek. He can go anywhere. He'll take it back in. They don't know if this is just to close the door. He'll find the first kill, and he could potentially leave as well.
Elige.
Oh.
Right there, though.
Damn.
A little bit of spacing left between Grim and Elige. Grim hits the damage. Electronic just slips that headshot into him. One survivor here for Liquid to take their third round win.
I think
6 kills on Electronic by the end of this.
I think what was recognized there was just the perfect bait, right? Because if they're too close together, Electronic's on full alert to try to like spray transfer or just stay there and shoot again. But then because Lige just waits a second, he looks to think about going back to the outside site, but doesn't notice that anyone's pushed in. So he's like, all right, I'm in the best spot possible. Plus I'm dinked. And Elige, like, it looks scary, like, oh, come on, why didn't you peek? But that potentially was the best way to play that in the 2v1. But yes, round saved. However, the bomb plan had its impact, right? The amount of nades being bought here, the rifles, it's meaningful. That nades just drop to clear out all the close positions.
Ooh. It's a long-range fight. But the Galil is still able-bodied.
Well, Electronic, I mean, he's just going to follow forward in a secret. It looks like he has no intention of turning around whatsoever. He's not spotted on the cross. And, yeah, a good amount of controls being given. Nafly has been super solid as a ramp player, to be honest. The way he plays these angles kind of out in the open. So he plays for a lot of info, but he plays with tons of confidence. But here it's just a slight fake to upstairs with secret control. Looks like Electronic will try to catch rotators, get in the mix late. However, Elige gets a kill, Naf gets one again in his confident position.
Oh.
An absolute mowdown.
You know, we were talking about Naf taking this same angle, right?
Yep.
Standing on the boxes, but standing so far forward that the flashes go beyond him.
Yep.
That's not something new he just threw at Na'Vi. And then he kind of starts shaking it up after that, but he's got an affinity for this spot, and those are the kinds of plays that prove its value. He is now 7-2 at the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a really strong... He does this so much now, and it's kind of in a way that no one else is playing. Like, sometimes I like to think, like, if you were in a match and you're playing ramp, and you know all you have to do to clock in and out for work and still get your pay is to just drop down as soon as you see someone, you might do that. But Nafly's willing to take that risk and stand up there because he knows he's going to win the first duel, and he's just fine taking the second and third fight as well. And he's had so much success. Wow.
Perfect grenades, perfect call out. A nearly non-existent anti-eco. It's almost like this round has been erased from the history books.
Sure. It's so close to over already.
Perfecto and Flame are the two people left who try to tell us it actually happened. Nobody believes them.
No, they're outnumbered. Again, playing for a lot of info here. Naf just out in the open.
And the final kill's about to come in. Flamey looking for something. But he'll lose his head to Stewie, and we've got Liquid with a very strong CT start. 5-1 the lead.
It really has piqued my curiosity the way that Nafly's been playing ramp, because it's like the opposite to the way that you're supposed to, right? It's the opposite, like, and yeah. But sometimes in CS, the best decision is not always the safest one. People conflate that all the time, and they try to play for time in a situation where the other team would not waste that much time and make a poor decision based on the idea that, like, a team is going to just run the clock out versus them when it doesn't happen. But Nafly is showing us that there might be a new way to approach positions like this.
Ooh, Fallen. Cutting it close with the headshot. But again, we're at the minute 37 mark, and we've got Fallen with a 5v4. So these openings are coming at us quick, and they're coming at us consistently in the favor of Liquid.
No, totally. So for Na'Vi, I feel like if there's anything that defines Na'Vi on Nuke, it's their upper A attacks. I think they've got some of the best in the whole game. Obviously got some of the strongest entries, Electronic being one of them. And I think it's just something that they don't like to use too much because it can be anticipated.
Well, Grim's met by a Molotov. He's got to dive back behind the bomb site. Simple takes his teammate off of this, and Perfecto's trying to combine from the hut play. Grim getting aggressive. I like that. Takes the initiative on his own terms. Gets the man advantage back for Liquid. They've got a little bit of movement downstairs, but Perfecto's patience pays off. He waited inside of that hut for Grim to extend his head into the crosshair. 3v3.
Oh, man. Okay, our lower player needs to find a way to have an impact on the round because it's still 3v3. Oh, okay, so they're actually dropping down to him, but Naf still exists.
And he's got the bomb out. Electronic taking a huge risk. Swings that open with a bomb in hand, and this round just disintegrates for Navi.
They had a turncoat in inside man. Nafly. He's stuck in the B site like he was a T holding in a post plant, waiting for that to come to him the whole time. An extra piece. And this was all the pressure was being put on Grim. You could see by him being pulled forward. This was influenced by the way that Navi set up on this round, the info that Nafly had downstairs, the opening kill that went the way of Simple upstairs. All of these things were trying to influence Grim into rotating, and they finally got that kill as well. So it could have gotten sketchy if Nafly didn't do that weird kind of stack up inside in the way that he did.
Flash is popping all around him. Are we concerned for Navi's T side yet?
You know, I think we'll see. What I was wondering is if there was going to be a correlation between, you know, how much success Boomich is having as an entry and how clear-headed the calling is. I think that is a problem with a lot of IGLs. Actually, it's a very common thing. You're not playing well, mood's not good, calls aren't good as well. And lately, the calls have been pretty good because Boomich has been fragging. This might be something new, but Stewie controls the spray.
Yep. Enough time for Leash to peek from Mini. Perfecto now into the clutch, sees the player drop, and he gets too focused on him as opposed to Naf, who's shooting from the sky. And shooting for the stars. 11-2 right now, alongside Elish, who's 10-3. Remember that we just had these two teams lock horns on Nuke, and when that happened, Team Liquid took a 10-5 CT side.
Yeah.
They end up closing the game 16-14 as Navi's defense was also stellar, thanks to a huge performance from Simple.
That was actually, yeah, and that was a day when Electronic did not play that well. So there's scarier things, yeah, coming in the second half potentially. Liquid know they need a steep scoreline because Simple will be unstoppable CT side Nuke when it comes. But of course, if they have a steep enough scoreline, then they can maybe feel confident about closing it out. And their T side's probably made some had some improvements as well. Here's an opening onto Boomich. Simple goes for a duel on ramp. But Nafly's been stellar on the ramp. Elish has been so good at winning duels outside. Look at that obtuse flick upwards to the top of Silo to take Electronic out.
Now Naf's playing this a bit more natural. Pops up.
I guess that's why he doesn't.
Yeah. Gets his head cleaned off. Perfecto's got him. Man advantage still for Liquid, of course, but they are kind of dry on utility now. Single smoke, double flashbang. We've got Stewie sitting above the hut. Grim, as he does, sitting inside the bomb site.
Late round out to Squeaky. The CTs haven't been fighting it. They've just been consistently winning when the Ts get out. But, you know, you really want to punish this if you're on the T side, especially, as you mentioned, on low grenades.
Flash to Mini. Commitment comes in. Stewie's going to go down empty-handed, and even Grim dies with no answer. I mean, Navi, their three remaining members are limping into this bomb site, but that could still be enough.
Well, that could have easily been the 2v2. Now 1v3 for Elish. They're so low.
Simple straight down beneath him, dodging those shots, and there's the second round from Simple. He gets Navi round 2 to the scoreboard.
If I'm Navi, I'm calling the upstairs hit right now. Okay, I'm ordering that hot and fresh right to upstairs. Big round from Perfecto to get all of these kills. Actually insane that he gets this third one with all of the wallbang damage and everything. He was such low HP. Tac timeout will be called for Team Liquid to go over things. I mean, technically they don't have that much to be worried about, but they leave Squeaky open enough. These players walk out. It's dangerous. I mean, it's strong because the T's that come out through Squeaky have nice angles to fight. Some of them want to take that 50-50 to the top of hut. They want to fight to Heaven in the back of the site. They want to fight the mini guy, and they also have the ability to rotate down if things get really sketchy. So it's such a cool spot to be on the T side. And Liquid in these late rounds just kind of like leaving that area a little bit open. Don't want to like drop any kills that way. But you know, with the amount of rounds that they have, like they're still, I think they're still chilling. I don't know what they want to change.
They're certainly afloat. Simple. Ooh. He was very hopeful that Stewie was just going to peek a little bit further.
Are they going to do it? The beast mode upper execute?
I'm waiting for it.
Forfeited all outside control, and Alicia is going to get some info here, so they really don't want to take too much time with it. I think it might be coming, maybe. Maybe just outside smokes.
Smoke thrown towards Squeaky Door just to make sure that the split can't pop just yet. And then we get this wall of smokes from Navi outside, but Alicia's still sitting next to the red box. And Fallen's vision, this could very easily pick up Electronic. He unscopes and misses. Kind of frazzled by the fact that Electronic walks into it, and then Alicia can activate with all the information he needs, coming back into Mini for a second. Even though he's blind, he rails Boomich. And a 5v3 here on the A site, Simple and Perfecto bringing it back because Flamey's got a double. How do they get their footing on this A site? They were down 3v5 again.
They exploit it again out of Squeaky. That's just where all of the cards fall. It is actually unreal that Alicia can come back into Squeaky, or come back into Mini, as you mentioned, blind, still get a kill versus Squeaky after being so fortunate to find this frag on Electronic outside. Electronic seemed half aware of this situation. That being said, he was also lucky to have lived, but as soon as Electronic got this info, got op shot from outside at back red, Simple, or Alicia here as well. We've got to hit upstairs. They just burst out, and they just have such sick entries that they can get all these kills. I mean, it's not Alicia's fault in any way. He literally brings that to a 3-on-5 situation when he should have only gotten 1 kill max.
Yep. And even the way he dies, just being spammed back through the smoke.
Yeah.
Not only does he go above and beyond, but then you can't even fault him for making a mistake either.
They've got to do something about this. And listen, it's not easy. Like, there's actually no simple remedy for stopping Squeaky aggression from the T side. It's hard. There's a lot of spams back and forth. And these are the games that the Ts want to play more than the CTs.
Well, this is a game nobody wants to play. Liquid single M4 on Nafly. Despite their very hot start, all it took was 2 consecutive T-round wins for Navi, and the cash has stopped flowing. Electronic's going to see the head of Alige over the blue box. That's a very rapid pickup outside, and he wastes no time going downwards. But that is, in fact, where Naf is. And if Naf can get this kill, then maybe we see the AK of Electronic fall into the possession of Liquid.
Yeah, this is just
maybe
the outpost position. They'll swing into it. Oh, Naf
That's
wins.
it.
Yeah, Naf wins the duel.
Stewie's going to grab it. Now we got a couple guns. Let's see if Navi try to crank the dial here, pick up the tempo. They know what they've just offered over to Team Liquid. They still have a very clear advantage. I mean, Stewie doesn't even have armor to work with the AK. Simple's been keeping an eye on the mini smoke, and Grim, therefore, locked into this corner. He cannot cross without being seen.
Oh, man. This is a timing moment. Oh, what?
And it works out.
Holy hell.
We're going to have to see that from Fallen's perspective because he just got a crucial pistol kill. Now there's a man advantage for Team Liquid.
Yeah. This is, again, it comes down to Heaven control. Look, Simple, he's going to clear this out finally.
Yep.
It felt like he was just waiting for the moment.
2 players beneath Boomich now start coming outdoors to try and wrap around into Mini. Navi, they find that timing. They get into the upper site, but Boomich forfeits control of Heaven because he's the bomb carrier. And these CTs now coming in from a bunch of directions. If Naf and Alicia, or Fallen, excuse me, make enough of a distraction, then Stewie's gonna fly up this vent with that AK, and with that USP dink, Simple's in a bit of a precarious spot. But he should have seen that peek from Stew. Flamey behind second vent, gets that quick headshot, looks to lock down Fallen, who's doing tons of damage with just the pistol. I feel like Fallen did more than anybody else. And yet, it still slips through.
Yeah.
Navi, a very shaky 4th round win.
Definitely. Such great coordination in the final attack, or the defense, I guess I should say, from the T side. And yeah,
2 headshots back to back.
This guy to the wall in CT. That looked like the most important kill of the round. But as soon as Heaven control is taken with the rifle, even though they're down numbers, it's a moment of relief. You know, you can get attacked from one last position. You can clear out every angle on the A site. Simple can come into play. And it looked like Simple was doing a little bit too much there. Peeking into Heaven, getting dinged, fighting Mini as well. He had a teammate from opposite vents covering that, but it works out in the end.
Simple's going to take early damage. Electronic loses out to Elige. Not sitting back, but rather moving forward here. Liquid strong arm a man advantage and reel away from it.
Simple got naded, or?
I'm not sure.
Well, this is a very standard call with Boomich trying to wrap Heaven fast. I'm sure Liquid are going to be aware of this coming in. We'll see if the flash comes through from the back of Big Garage or if he's going to peek it dry. He's turning. And they've actually dropped out of Heaven. They got to take lobby control, I think. And this comes down to Flamey holding. So they'll go for Hut. But the CTs, it's not going to be a surprise what's happening at this moment. But they're receding quite heavily. We'll see if Navi can punish.
They push first and second from Flamey. He's looking for a third. Oh, and he just slides right through Fallen. Like a hot knife, cuts into Hut, opens up the A site, but Nap, he's got that bomb carrier dead to right. And Elige, well, he's all the way over towards lobby, so Nap, he's fighting on his own, and he almost gets 2 more kills, but it has to just be the one. 15 seconds to spare. Navi, no clue as to where Elige is at, but they're gonna need a bomb plant, and he is in a prime position to stop this. He is locked in. He gets the kill in the front, but not that second. Perfecto, barely alive. And yet Navi now have 5.
Oh my god, he drops from the sky, and that was so close. Elige played it perfectly, almost lined that up, but what does it come down to? The early damage here from Elige, that was very nice as well, and again, just so much impact from him, even on the lost rounds, for what it's worth. But
this trio of frags, man.
He just cracks a whip on this third guy. Look at this. Ooh. What is that? But that's the scary part, right? Because they take Heaven control, there's no response from the CTs, and then they're telling Flamey, like, no one's here. We know what they're going to try to do.
Oh, and the reward here is lesser weapons yet again, but sure enough, just like last time with Nap and Fallen, there's some damage output from Liquid. Nap's going to get the deagle inside of the lobby. Navi, they just want to eject. Get the hell out of there. And Simple dies through smoke, through a wall. How does Fallen pick up these kills in rounds like this? We're going to cue that to the replay while we have to watch this 2v4 unfold. Boomich making a bunch of noise, and Elige down now. We've got an AK, a MAC-10, and a Scout for Liquid's retake. None of them have armor, none of them have kits, and yet Flamey still lowered.
Oh my god.
To 13 HP. Boomich behind the bomb site, but I mean, it's no surprise. He is having a tough game. 4-11. This could be his moment to come alive. And he gets that first kill, snaps to Fallen. Still, he gets pinched, and Liquid, well, they've got themselves an 8.
Yeah, it's coming down to the last few seconds. It's actually really, really close. You'd think he'd be able to grab it, and that's it. It'll be 8 rounds. Shout out to Fallen. Finally, some of his impact on these eco rounds is being met with some support from his teammates as they shut things down. Of course, a nice kill from Grim as well. Flamey was not coordinating well with Boomich in that 2vx situation. Boomich did such a good job of jumping into control room to bait that, to get that first fight and then win and then leave. But then he drew attention to it, and then Flamey like walked right in front of that position, not realizing. And yeah, either in terms of communication or just natural chemistry, they were just a bit off there. But at that point, Liquid already had such a strong advantage.
Remember, the 10-5 CT side is what got Liquid their map win last time they met. Boomich gonna punish Elige as he catches him slipping into that position.
He had a slow start, but he's still playing with confidence.
Yep. Sure enough. Electronic walking wounded.
One of the scariest maps to be down a member on CT side. You can really just get your claws in deep on the T side with outside control like this. knowing that the only play the CT has, you know, pushing ramp, pushing lobby, and heaven can be taken, lore can be taken. Now the T's have control of Squeaky as well. Starting to get one layer deeper. Stewie might be the most important point of contact here, who could bring this back into the favor of Liquid. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Well, that's just some noise they don't need.
Who put that there?
Honestly, not that it's a secret that they're about to try this, but we'll see. Comes down to the flash once again. Are they in the position to do it? No, they'll have to take the duel straight up, and Perfecto, he's happy to.
Krim, oh, nicely done. He rounds the silos, knowing Heaven's been compromised. He got a kill prior to that one as well. Fallen, flanking through hut, trying to stop the bomb plant, but it's planted for Heaven because of Perfecto's perfect peek.
Sounds like a good mountain climbing resort.
Nafu is 16-6, alongside the newcomer of Team Liquid, Fallen, on the op. Do they really take this chance? Flashbang goes to the deep of the site. Fallen still hasn't been able to find any contact. Bomb nearly gone. And now Fallen, he's stuck out into the open. It would take 2 zingers from that AWP, but he's not going to find anything. Na'Vi will improve on their T side from the last time they met with at least a 6th round win.
Oh, really? That's already, what was the...
10-5.
10-5, okay. Yeah, true. And I mean, they are playing really well. They haven't even really busted out, besides the defaults. It's been almost every single time like a default that's led into a unique mid-round situation where they've just had to do stuff on the fly, follow the kills. But they haven't done like their really, really strong execs that I feel like, honestly, have brought Nuke into their pool in 2020. Wonder why they're straying away from it. Either way, it's working out okay. Nice shot in from Fallen. The ADR might matter. Boomich, of course, he can be pretty sacrificial, but he's still not going to be happy about that tag.
Fallen trying to find one over smoke. Doesn't want to expose himself too much. He hit that shot on Boomich, but Electronic's still able to slip down the secret stairs. Not a hot T-side from Electronic or Simple. Hell, even Boomich is caught back up. There was a time where Boomich was like 0-9 or 0-10.
It's definitely been Boomich to be his kills for these later rounds they got back, and Perfecto, a lot of his amazing entries have looked very, very sharp.
Wild to think Boomich is now caught up to Simple.
Honestly, kills don't tell the story. You know, we had that round with Simple and Electronic. There's been so many like key different rounds. But okay. Instead of going for heaven, Boomich finds an opening at the ramp. He is totally correct about this read. And what does this mean? Well, they can continue to go lower with him. And who is there tucked in the back of the site? They've got one. Unleashed by the controls doors. He's dead. 4-on-5 situation. Flamey gets picked off outside.
Yeah, but then they never knew about Boomich. Naf, he rotates down ramp right into his death. 2 turning points downstairs, but this is it. Final retake of the first 15. Ah, Molly, perfect! On the money! Electronic locks down the cross alongside Perfecto Na'Vi. Last time 10-5, this time...
Scoreline way up and actually allowed Na'Vi to get back into this half in a big way.
See if their defense can hang on and hold strong versus a fiery Team Liquid. Simple armored CZ. Perfect. Stewie walks right into it, never saw it coming, hit by a truck. And then Perfecto through the smoke just adds insult to injury. Can Liquid even get a kill in this second pistol? A trade comes back from Elige. A 1v5 is what he needs, and that is not gonna happen. Na'Vi tie at 8.
Oof, that's a very strong pistol here from Na'Vi. Everybody contributing. And so now what are the pieces for Na'Vi on the CT side? Well, Perfecto on the ramp. We're going to have Simple, who he comes through like a tsunami. Everybody rotates around him. Like imagine he's the tidal wave and like everybody are like tiny little wooden boats, okay? When he comes through, they just have to go where the tides bring them after the fact. As soon as you see Simple walk into your area, whether it's ramp, whether it's outside, you work around it. And that's why he has such massive impact and has had such an incredibly high average rating. And not kidding, the highest in the world on CT side on Nuke. But sorry, I meant Flamey, of course, on the ramp. And everybody else playing their spots is also pretty comfortable. I'm sure they're looking forward to this at this point.
M4A1S from downtown. Just sounds so good. He hasn't taken the silencer off yet. You have to get that much more comfortable before he does it.
Yeah. Maybe when they have a 3-round lead.
I only say that because he was doing it with the USP at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Flamey.
So
MP9 up. Make some money, buddy. Ooh, no.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would have been nice. Opens things up. But there's no bomb in possession. So they're just on the hunt to try to find some kills if possible. We'll see if that's going to be possible. They at least get the singular.
They walk right back into another MP9. So it's Boomich to rack up the cash instead. And that puts Navi at the 1-round lead. Here it is. Team Liquid's first T-side buy.
Yeah. It feels like right now, this is like, because of the way the vetoes have gone, like Flamey coming in for Nuke is like a consistent feature. It feels like it's been Inferno and Nuke and a lot of their best of threes like following each other. Then we get to see Flamey lock down on the CT side, then we can see, but actually on the T side, he already had really, really high impact, which is a little bit less common for Flamey. It's usually his signature side here on the defense. So we'll see what that means. Honestly, I have problems with the way Boomich plays on CT side. I think he plays CT side with a little bit too much volatility and is responsible for Squeaky, but some of his rotations get caught off guard, but simple. Quickly adjust to Stewie to get some bonus damage in after he gets his first kill. There's not too much info to be gained. He can call Yard as clear for the meantime, and Stewie, you know, maybe has fallen off, but they don't know if it's going to be re-aggressed upon. At this moment, Flamey's still checking lower, and Electronic still has info outside because they haven't smoked. So technically they don't have to move. But this is a good time to try to threaten this. Yeah, this is actually really smart by Team Liquid. But Electronic will try to disrespect that information. But he gets minimal information. And Perfecto is the one from above, I think, to get the kill.
Over here towards ramp. Oh, and that's a good grenade to damage Grim to 53. Flamey primed to take a couple kills. Ooh, he's gonna swing out and it's fallen a NAF. Into the 2 versus 2. A weapon advantage over Boomich at Electronic, but Electronic already in position, has the windows popped out for him. And it's NAF to jump unsuspectingly right into his death. Fallen trades. Can he clutch? We saw Fallen in their first showing have a multitude of clutch attempts, sometimes wins and sometimes losses. And for a guy who's new to the nuke, well, let's see if he can get this one through. Boomich hits that instant dink. Fallen beats, gets some damage of his own, but it's Boomich with the round win and Navi with 10.
Okay, I thought he did that with an MP9, so I was a little bit more impressed, but still. Gets the dink, gets the kill. And that could be an important round. It could be. We'll see. Well, we'll see what this means. This brings... Whoa. Okay, chill. It's not over yet. This brings Navi to 10. Oh, whoa! Jesus. Get him the bomb.
Hey, listen. They want that revenge, Launders. Navi, I'm sure, when they went down 0-2 to Liquid to be sent down into the lower bracket, this is revenge, baby. This is honor.
Yeah, for real. Oh, wow. Damn, that's a wicked shot. Perfecto's sharp right now.
Yep.
This was a great trade by Fallen.
Naf really didn't expect there to be a player so close.
They're loving that. Fallen doesn't go for the fake plant. Maybe he gets to a better spot, but how's he to know? Oof. Can recognize the magnitude of importance here. It's not one you can blame Fallen for losing necessarily. It's just such an important round. You're just like, damn, I wish we got that. Another time out will be called. Team Liquid can talk about things. Still very early on the half. You know, whatever ideas that they have, they can continue to use. I think what they did made a lot of sense, right? Because once they got that kill outside, Stewie traded. They used minimal smokes because they recognized that there was no one else pushed up. So, like, why waste? And they tried to get Electronic out of the picture, but then Perfecto, he gets that key frag, right? Out in the middle of the open, making sure they cannot cross the secret.
Another buy up from Liquid. Stewie to the top of silo first. Simple's now from the M4A1S to the AWP. And he is back in garage, looking for somebody to jump around the side of the silo. Very much not the case. It's just Stewie up top and Team Liquid sitting back.
Wait, how are they doubled up right now?
Inside a garage.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You got Electronic in the corner and Simple kind of floating in the open. Of the garage floor, that is. Wall of smokes goes up. This is going to be information denied. But it's all a ruse. Liquid actually looking to sink their teeth into ramp by the looks of it.
And look at how Simple has rotated over. We'll see if he's...
Ooh, not even. This is looking like just a straight up A hit. There's going to be a molly dropping down. They go through the smoke. Boomage. 2 kills as they try to puncture their way out squeaky door. And now he can throw the Molotov the other direction. That's going to force Grim to desperately sprint in. Boomage just keeping himself all over this A site. Fallen gets 2 kills in the middle of it, but that's Boomage going big.
Yeah, consistently taking unfair fights, coming in at the side of each of his opponents, shooting them as they come out of the smokes. He's on smoke watch, just does his job perfectly. Yeah, has them jostling back and forth. Such a confusing position to try to trade that. And you can see Grim just not sure where he would be at the end of the day. Yeah. And Fallen's the only one to get anything going, but it's just not enough. But looks like the attitude's still good here, even though the lead starts to thicken. Team Liquid on the pistols, they have some utility. They might have some ideas. They don't have the long-range weapons to complement it. But you've always got a chance. You know, $500 pistols and a good strat. You never know. Can't write them off.
Navi's starting to rack up these rounds, and sure enough, an opening man advantage. We get the same smokes from the previous round, but this time with players beyond them. Of course, Electronic's going to hear all of this.
Footstep, yeah.
That one AK tries to watch the back, and Simple, he misses his first shot, fading away and dropping a second chance. Flamey takes over control room, and Stewie's got a nice Tech 9 headshot, but Flamey, another 3K, as once more he just slices through Liquid. And Stewie, he doesn't even have the bomb, but he does have his hands on the op. And with 50 seconds, one of those unthinkable situations where maybe he squeezes this right. He's going to be dropped down to 53, Tech 9's out and Electronics in. A 12th round win for Navi.
Nice clean up by Flamey. It was just a start and stop training course, as if this was some kind of pre-fire aim map, right? Just instant headshot into instant headshot. Beautiful stuff. Fallen, Grim, and Elish tumbled down. They don't watch control, and he takes him out. Simple misses a couple of shots there, but again, it's all about information. Electronic, he's got a cup on a string, listening to them crossing a secret to get into lower, and yeah, Liquid don't know that he's listening, but maybe they had an idea. Either way, that kill in Squeaky kind of throws them through a loop, right? They don't know how much control Navi are going to take from that point. They're scared of the rotation from Simple. With that, Navi on fire. And another full buy up for Team Liquid. Maybe not so scary on that round. This round should make it, you know, more or less obvious who's really in the driver's seat. If Liquid win this round, make it 9-12. You know, maybe they wouldn't be that worried. They still got rounds to play with. They know they have ideas on T side. They've already beaten Navi on this map.
Ooh, saw him.
But having to save again, that would be tragic.
Simple saw him. You know he wants to do this peek.
He just saw one go all the way back go back into spawn. What?
Which means they have to eventually exit, which means he'll have to get a chance.
Oh my god, dude.
There it is. He's got a player actually in front of him with Electronics. Simple gets a second. He's killing them in their spawn. In a gun round where they're about to take a 13th, and Flamey's forward position gets caught by Naf. He does damage, but still, this is Navi in a comfortable spot. They are kind of scrambling down to the lower site, thinking maybe Liquid take this completely over. But the doors are open and Simple's ready to rock.
Yeah, it's all about his fast rotations. It's like he teleports sometimes, right? They know there's only one op on the server. He's already in control. This does say a lot, but it is about options for Team Liquid. Down a player. How can they both put pressure on lower, but also get to upstairs and coordinate that attack properly? And all the while, Simple's going to be rotating freely. Constantly calling him out.
Perfecto's gonna eat some spam, down to 3 HP, and he still comes back to shave some more off Grim. Simple, what are you gonna do from here? What are you gonna give him? Electronic actually gets the kill, and Simple misses his shot. This would be a big moment for Grim, but I mean, it's unthinkable. 8 seconds left over, no bomb, so he's gone. And that's a 13th round for Navi.
The instant save, that's it. Yeah, oh my god. I can't believe we actually just watched that.
Killing them in their spawn.
Coming out of throwing smokes from their spawn, and they didn't even realize it. Just the 500-meter shots here. This is like, I mean, there's nothing more uncomfortable than that, right?
Nope.
Like, this is the part of the map in a default, like, that is yours. It's
supposed to be.
That's what the round gets to start after you leave. Now you have to clear your spawn before you execute. The spawn angles. That's literally like someone sitting a ticket opping you in CT spawn on Mirage. He was that deep with it. He was farther back, but you can see that far in.
Deflating situation for Liquid.
Man, such an even performance from Navi. You know, Simple's negative on this map. You know, he's got 13 kills, tied with boomich, you know, for the lowest, but the impact is there. We see it from boomich and him. Perfecto above. Flamey, great map from Flamey. Everybody's contributed.
Not a single T-round win yet. Maybe this is the one. Grim comes in, single kill off of the AK. Just the pistols left over now. Did he make enough space? Flamey lines up 2 bodies and takes that man advantage. Electronic's got to tuck his head back down as Team Liquid will have a little bit of space to work with. Now, both these players have gotten their paws on AKs. They've got their bomb plant, and Nap is directly beneath Heaven. Elige is going to move a little bit further away, putting himself into the hut. What are his options? He could stay there, he could wrap around towards Squeaky, which is exactly what he does. Now effectively cutting off boomich, but boomich gets the kill first. Now Elige looking for the second. He's got little HP, little chance, but it is still a chance. Simple comes off the bomb, off in hand, misses the shot, and Elige is gonna clutch Liquid with a 9.
The gut punch and the punish. That's it, 20 kills for Elige to keep Liquid alive. No, it wasn't for the whole game, but man, did they need it for their confidence. Oh, this is actually such a perfectly coordinated attack from Navi. You know, with the mini pressure, Napfly on the back of the site, he didn't know how deep he could stand. Eventually, mini peeks him with the Heaven player flashing in, but them not challenging directly. And then it's so easy from that point on. Elige alone and Squeaky. Bomb's not even planted for him, but they can't stake the plant. Simple misses his shot. 2 other players die before him. Liquid stay alive.
Ooh, and a very quick opening kill. CZ next to red, sees what he wants but can't quite catch it. 5 versus 3 in a comfortable spot for Liquid. Now just minimize losses, build up money, build up confidence, rack up rounds, and Nuke is still very much alive.
Definitely. Oh, they have some good ideas here, and like Simple's not having the map of his life. He had an insane match last match. You have to underscore it. How he played on Inferno T-side, like, that was one of his best Inferno performances on T-side in a while. Like, crazy. Made it look like you're supposed to op on that half of the map. But now here on Nuke, his signature side, he's just been decent. But, of course, as soon as you talk about him, he's going to show up in a big way. 14 kills right now. Still got a dig here. They don't really have great pistols to work with to make me believe, but okay. Deeg starting to change the discourse, and now it's 2-on-2 with event rotation potentially on the horizon. They go into lobby to get the guns. T's have already made their way downstairs, and it looks like Navi, they just want to test the waters.
I mean, after watching Device earlier today, I just feel like at any moment something can happen.
What'd you call it? Device intervention.
Device intervention. Because, I mean, what are the odds of that? You know how many times as a commentator you're looking at a 1 versus 4 on match point post-plant, and you've got to try to sell that fake narrative of unless he gets an incredible fork.
Oh, man.
And it happened today.
Yeah, Anders saved it. Because,
he was on the money.
You're not given anything in that moment. Like, you're just trying to make it not a depressing moment for the losing team.
And he caught it.
It's a 1 in a million. I mean, Skybox just needs to have the percentage be able to, it just needs to be able to show a lower percentage, because obviously it was less than 1% chance. We don't see rounds like that ever. Okay, so what happens now? You know, it's not necessarily breathing room. It's just like an emergency lifeline, right? It's like it's a floaty in the ocean. They can hold them up, but their legs are still freezing.
A life preserver.
A life preserver. A floaty.
A floaty.
I want you to picture like a seahorse inflatable floaty in the ocean, in the freezing ocean.
Sounds awful.
Well, that's where Liquid are at right now.
They're picking up the pace with this one. Ooh, Boomich gets blindsided, and Electronics immediately traded as Elige gets the better of him. Perfecto. Gonna be dropped to 70. Fallen very comfortable in the lobby, waiting for this kind of a challenge. But it doesn't net them a following frag. Maybe Na'Vi save off this.
I think they are, yeah.
Team Liquid real quick, real slick, slide through Mini to get that immediate 5v4.
Okay, so this is an underrated part of fast executes, and that's, imagine there was no Molotovs on that round. Then Electronic would know and be able to corroborate the information that someone's coming in Mini, or just peek him right away. But the Molotovs down meant they couldn't hear the footsteps on top of the amount of other nades that came through. They're trying to create communication on the other side so that they can run. And all this is guising full running players into Mini to shoot someone in the side of the head outside Squeaky. So that's how Liquid pulled this round off. That's something you can always do. That sometimes is a part of the executes. Literally create chaos, create communication, and guise those footsteps, because that's what works so well. Stewie gets by all of it. They have no idea this is coming. Finally, Electronic comes out to make up for it, but Alicia's right there to trade him.
Had Electronic been given the chance to flick up into him, then things get dire.
Yeah.
But very efficient trade kill from Elige. They needed both of those. The opening from Stewie that fast, and Elige to successfully keep the man advantage. 2 rounds the difference. Na'Vi still leading. But this force buy from them has its limitations. MP9 and a Deagle in play. No off for Simple. He swings an AK. Fallen's got the only scope here in the 25th round.
That is interesting. I think an AWP is absolutely integral for Na'Vi in the second half.
Ooh, nice nade.
But man, all the damage has been through the HE so far. Flamey can drop off of this. Smoke goes down. It's kind of a reset here. I think they shake hands, give up the map control, allow Flamey to go down, but Flamey doesn't fall back too far, right? He doesn't panic. So he's going to sit and hold. As soon as the smoke comes up, he'll probably, you know, quietly back away, because there is no real easy way to re-aggress to take over ramp again. But look, he's still spotting, and that info, it matters, right? It helps for the clock, the rest of his teammates. And now he'll find his favorite position as Liquid do decide to actually commit through and not go for any kind of fake.
They crawl all the closer. Simple's back behind the double doors. Flamey wasn't able to get too much when he was holding on ramp. Now's his chance for one of those big multi-kill spray downs that we know Flamey can deliver. Fallen, he's gonna fall first, but then there's so many players above Flamey that he gets cleared out. We've got chip damage on all 4 of Liquid's members. Electronic getting the head of Elige, that's big. Stewie, he's dropped to 7 health. This is still anybody's round, but the bomb's been planted. Electronic's gonna try to find his way into the equation. If Boomich had an AK, then maybe he could get this floor bang. Not gonna happen. He closes the door. Smoke grenade now comes out to give them the space they need. Stewie, 7 HP. And here comes the side peek from Boomich. They don't see that one coming. Grim's got that quick trade. Bomb beyond the halfway point. And Liquid with a man advantage. Hang on to keep this game going. Yeah. Now only 1 round the difference.
Yeah, well done from Liquid on the approach downstairs. Is pretty simple. They just put the most amount of pressure on Flamey to deliver. as possible. He sits in his spot. It's fine. He gets his first kill. But at this point, as you can see, Stewie and 3 other people running across this railing above him. It's too hard to figure out where the best fight will come from. At that point, it might be too late, and no one stopped him on the cross from control side. There was one player there. I think he ends up dying. And in the post plant, it gets a little hairy, but they manage. So it comes close, but pretty simple. It's not a bad start for Na'Vi. They get some economic damage in, or sorry, they get some HE damage in at the beginning of the round. But that's just about it. No early player advantage. Pistols here for Na'Vi. This game will be all tied up in a second. Unless.
They're armored this time around, so I feel like any weapon they can manage to struggle from the hands of Liquid. Gonna make this Na'Vi roster all the more able to flip the table and cause an upset in the 26th. But we saw these kinds of rounds from Liquid across Inferno fall into a slower pace, play comfortably. It's gonna be tough for Na'Vi to hit them with a haymaker. Simple's AK-47 sitting inside of the A site. Oh, nice shot from Fallen. Catching Electronic as he tried to just get behind the cover. Looking to just switch spots. Flamey with no vision outside. He is 24 and 18 at the moment. Keeping the kills high, keeping the chances likely. Boomich, ooh, gotta keep his head down. As Liquid look to go down into the B bomb site. He ejects from the control side into the site itself. 30 seconds left over. Not much here for the defense to stop Team Liquid. If they want this B site, they should be able to take it. Boomich still committed to the corner. A CZ in the face of the Opera. That's big. But the doors, they open both directions. Things are getting awkward. He lines it up and only gets the one. And so Team Liquid, they've got it. This B site under wraps.
Comes to 10 seconds, but they get the plant. It's nice and safe. And Simple will carry the AK forward. I really do think that they need to think about the op, if possible, for him. But more so, like, he's got to have the impact. And honestly, his kill average is so insanely high on this map, and especially in the second half. This is already, you know, pretty lackluster on his front, especially considering how well his teammates are playing now. It's a really unfortunate situation. You get, you know, a rare carry here from Flamey, where he's doing well, not only on the T side, but also putting up his head on the bargain on the CT side, and the kills aren't there for everybody else. But, you know, Liquid strategically, their T sides look so much cleaner with Fallen now. Like, the way that they're moving, it's pretty deliberate. They're picking the right sites. They're getting a good enough advantage. You know, he's a part of the execs. They're making a lot of progress and eventually finding the entries. Some of the situations are marginally close, but overall, they look comfortable enough. I feel like they're playing clean enough. They look comfortable enough.
Now we've got Liquid on fire.
Okay, it's actually 2 ops, so this takes the edge off. Flamey will, I guess, be opping inside the ramp. There have been opportunities for him, and potentially the redemption arc for Simple, who hasn't had that much impact so far here in the second half.
Simple's got a little gap to work with, too. Elish could have his knees taken out.
Even if he doesn't see anybody, he can tell people no one crossed. So the empty smokes mean nothing.
And that info could let Electronic get aggressive with a peek here. He is inching forward on Secret, but Elish looks to just Molotov that off.
Still, with the smokes gone, it looks Electronic will know when this molly's gone that it's a fake, that no one's actually crossed this far out.
Really looking for Mini. Nope, he's gonna wrap outside right into Simple, but a drop shot, and Simple recovers, of course, alongside Flamey. 2 members of Liquid hit the floor, and a 3v5 with 50 seconds, not ideal.
Yeah, that was the chance to punish for Stewie outside. That could have maybe brought them back into the round. Still would have had to come for Electronic after the fact. Now they turn to Squeaky, which makes a lot of sense. Boomich will be their final boss here.
That smoke works well for Na'Vi, but Elish, he gets a kill outside. Now he's looking to split into the A site. Had he been able to get Boomich off of Hut, they very well could have gotten A under wraps. But did they just fall back, or do they force this issue? Fallen shoots through, finding Perfecto, and they've got just enough time with Naf getting another kill. It's on Electronic coming out from the vent. He's got the damage done. 7 health. Naf's got it. 8 seconds. Bomb picked back up, and he has himself the plant. This falls on Flamey, who's in the bout to retake with an op from vents, but he's already posted. Naf fly keeps it alive. Liquid with a lead.
For the lead, 14-13 now off of that clutch. Electronic thinking he's delayed long enough. No need to even peek at this point. Even if he does, he'd be fine. It's a critical shot here on a jumping player on the back of the site. Perfecto had no idea that was coming.
Naf so incredibly low, hits the headshot. A 2 versus 4 in round 27.
Holy. Well, that's that could potentially be a game-winning clutch. Now it's definitely on. And it looked like a great setup at the beginning of the rounds. Even though Simple had missed his shot, he got the info on the cross smokes, guaranteed no one crossed, and then killed the player outside and Stewie. And they knew what was coming their way. But the ridiculous trades upstairs from Team Liquid, in similar fashion to what Na'Vi did to them, you know? Player disadvantage or not. Their entry combos have been insane in both halves. So I post up in 3 different positions outside again as we cross a minute 10. Doing some potentially heaven wrap smokes here as they look to take control. And Simple, he does get into a very potent position to deal with this. He also gets a shot sitting at the same red box he was last round.
What are the odds that Liquid can bring it back?
They technically, they didn't throw the optimal smokes for where Simple has already positioned himself. Now he's denying them from being able to wrap at all, playing all the way back in CT spawn. If Simple goes here, he's giving up the ability to rotate basically at all. That's how important this position is to him. And he is correct that the opposition is coming in his direction.
But Elige,
he knows that this is something that Elige could do, and we'll see when he pops up. But yeah, he's waiting for it.
And there it is, Simple. Big pickup, Boomich coming back from Hut. This is a 14th round for Na'Vi. Perfecto goes ahead and drop the bomb, and Naf, I mean, a hell of a clutch in the last round, but just way too outnumbered. So this second map's going the distance.
Yeah.
30 rounds needed. And just remember what it took in that 27th, a 2 versus 4 from Liquid. That is what has got them this close. If not, for that, they get cut at 5 rounds in a row.
And this is a half where Simple, not been that great, but he shows that he knows exactly what's coming. He read Liquid perfectly. He was in the perfect position for the first kill.
Even the Elige peek.
He is the last player to commit that hard to a position ever. Okay, no one else will do that except for, and when Simple does it, he's right. Right?
He's right.
If he's going to go back there and know that he can't come back into the round by going to ramp, to be able to drop lower, to cut himself off and being able to run constantly all over the place, that means he's right.
And well,
and that brings Na'Vi to 14.
He's on the money. Somebody's taking a 15th round right here, right now. Simple that solo op. We've seen Liquid with a couple of yard plays in these recent rounds. Again, there is a gap in this smoke.
I think this is Electronic's volley that stopped it. Oh, and he's going to hear all the footsteps.
This is all they need. Information gathered.
The attack is shaken up, and now Simple's waiting for them downstairs.
Wow, talk about a reposition from CT spawn to the lower tunnels. And he is just glued to this angle. Liquid don't need to fully commit, but I mean, once more, unlike Simple and Spawn, we've got Electronic in the garage doing the same thing, locking Liquid into position. A dry peek costs them Elige. And a 3 versus 5 is what Liquid need to get this 15th round.
Not even scared enough to pull his smoke away.
They've got 1 round of loss bonus. At what point do you contemplate your option here?
Oof.
Play for OT or try to force the issue. It is Simple inside of the bomb site. A T-side smoke just beneath him. He dodges that damage by playing on the railing. But now again, with 30 seconds to spare, how do Liquid get into this? We've got Fallen back site easily. picked up is Grim. There's the answer from the Opper. Simple. He drops his shot. Oh! No scope and the USP for damage. It's Navi with a 15th round.
Take to 15, and he is a part of every kill again. Tethering off of Flamey. And the perfect crossfire between him and the ramp. Delaying that smoke, making it so uncomfortable to come out of control. Forcing the decon player to come out alone. And getting the kill here as well. Off of Electronics information that they were running outside. That's all he needed to know.
This shot,
pirouette off the catwalk into the no-scope.
Oh, he knew he was going to hit this.
And the USB damage, and just for fun. It's a trade. But that's not enough. 15. And he keeps on to the up, and it really felt like an anomaly of a performance. But we can see he's still in there somewhere.
This is Navi 1 round away from eliminating Team Liquid. Liquid, the deepest run of the North American teams here at the Blast Global Finals. Navi having been taken down a peg as Liquid sent them into the lower bracket where they eliminated G2 and now look to enact that revenge. Overtime needed from Team Liquid. They show a little bit of presence outside, but unlike when they were sitting back, Electronic is already pushing forward. He could shave a player off of the rooftops. He could push Liquid into such a dire position, and he's just gonna take his time. Push comes into the A site. Alicia's got it first. Grim's Tech 9 is good for a follow-up, and we do still have Fallen in lobby. Electronic catching him by surprise. A 3 versus 3 and low HP on the 2 remaining players here from Liquid. Electronic's done his job. He served as a distraction and instead ejects all the way around from ramp. We've got Navi with 2 players looking to come in from mini, op included for simple.
Bomb near half.
Liquid sits inside of the vent, and here inside of Squeaky, Alicia gets aggressive, and it all falls onto Grim. He falls after just 1 kill. Navi have done it. 30 rounds deep, but Team Liquid sent packing.
Oh, the 2-0 in close fashion, and Navi clutch it out at the very end. What an absolute banger. At a certain point, it felt like Liquid